content over everything.
Yeah, let's pull back a little bit.
Right. Oh no. Brother Rat Raven.
Oh, here we go.
Sometimes I don't understand if you're being serious or if you're trolling. It might be a genius troll.
Yeah, all right.
Raven, ready for this thing, yeah?
Are you ready? You want it now or do we do?
Hey, man.
Oh, it's a different thing. Yeah, yours is separate.
Oh, you want to do it with me?
No, I've got one with you about Black Van Man.
Only if he wants to talk to me, then I'll get involved.
I wanted to deal with him on what he was saying.
Okay, brilliant. I don't even have to get involved.
I mean, that was it.
How you doing? I'll speak to you after, yeah?
Right. I think the one I talk
Give me 1 second.
Give me 1 sec. Because he wanted to beat his vision by your own voice. All of a sudden.
Shaka, Raven.
Now stay tuned, because me and Brother Shaka have got an important debate lined up for today. Stay tuned. Specific, proper debate. Witness the absolute annihilation again of opponents of Easter, the Black Collective. Thank you very much. I'm saying this content.
Like you. Opponents like you.
We don't need donkeys like you speaking. Thank you. No cockroaches, no rats, please.
Oh yes, you see, whites will really love you if you keep calling them cockroaches and donkeys. Oh, you see,
I don't classify you as white or any human. You're a subhuman. You're an idiot. Of course.
Okay, let me tell you something about slavery. You see, look at this. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Stop talking to me.
You look at this guy and witness him. I let him speak for half an hour.
You don't let anything.
I let him speak for half an hour to explain everything he wanted to say, and now he doesn't want to speak because he's afraid.
Right. Okay.
Go ahead. So, I'll let you speak again as a civilized person, unlike you.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Stay on this side. Yeah, make it back up.
You know what? There's a bottle, yeah? Where do you want me to put the bottle? Just there. So if I step here, right. All right, yeah? We good? All right. So I had some issues with...
We do style in old school.
No. It's kind of the one with Rat Raven. On what I would perceive was my surprise at his behaviour towards Black Van Man. Okay? Excuse me, brothers. This is a very important debate we're having. If you can keep the noise down.
I don't know how he took it.
Need to jump in, Craig, or
Right.
jump in there.
Okay.
I'll jump in after. If they want me to talk,
But he could talk
jump in
from
and say
there.
something, yeah.
I want to catch him on the camera, his face expressions as we're talking about him.
What the face is? Shut his skin, man. This guy.
Hey, bro, don't mess with his safe space. Don't mess with his safe space.
Man.
It's very sensitive.
Go back in the sewer, man. Keep talking rubbish. Park out that stick from your throat before you talk to me, bro.
Is that how you talk to your black brother?
Yeah, get into this thing,
Okay, so last week, from what I remember, our brother Rat Raven seemed to be undermining our brother Black Van Man's perspective. Can you please? Black Van Man?
Raven's face. I don't want to stifle.
What's up?
No, the mic will just block your Raven's face.
The mic.
That's a horrible thing there.
Do you want to hold it too? Oh, how can we do this?
Pause.
Yeah. Can you
Finish that sentence.
We're waiting.
apparently, his mic is in front of the camera, right?
Allow it.
Your fluffy mic.
If he holds it, yeah, go on.
You don't mind holding that with your next.
Come on, bro. Get the muscles up, man.
Get everyone in for me, though, man.
Let
You
them know
have to
it's
get
a
everyone
white man
in.
working for Black Van Man as well.
Yeah, blood.
Reparation.
Exploitation.
Look how happy you guys are.
I'll try and keep silent. If you need me to talk, I'll talk.
Let's
Do you
go.
want to swap so that he's there, bro?
Yeah, that's cool.
No problem. Blessing.
I'm
So
just going to add commentary for the
I
record.
just want to say, from what I've heard from our brother,
Okay.
is that he said explicitly and clearly, he heard that there was a racist guy called Tommy Robinson, and he had a bag of followers marching up to places and speaking. So he said he's got 3 mixed race children. And he wanted to go and find out. Is this guy nuts?
Ignore them. He's at the top. Yeah.
You don't have discipline, bro.
No, I thought he was interrupting the mic. You're right. Okay. So it come like the brother said clearly he wanted to go and investigate if this is true. Because if we have masses of white people marching and uniting in this neo-Nazi fashion, as he was told, then it's something he wants to find out for himself. My first point is, isn't that the best example for the youth? Rather than hearsay, you actually go and verify facts. First point. Second point, if we have no people, at least black people, going and seeking and investigating the information about what's going on the other side, then aren't we doing a disservice to our children and to ourselves?
All right, so to answer you, yes. I have no issues with the brother doing his journalism, going to any place and reporting and asking for facts and evidence. The discussion we had last week wasn't based upon his activities of going places. It was more so, I was talking about black betterment and the necessity of black people confessing and picking black issues to focus on. And then that's when the brother jumped in. So that was my interaction between me and his brother.
Say that again. Black issues to focus on.
Yes. So I'm saying
Right,
that.
so therefore, how is he not focusing on black issues?
So remember, I was the one speaking and the brother jumped in. So I don't really know his history. I don't really know it. But what I'm saying is, I say black people confessing that they want to be dedicated to helping black people is a good thing, and then trying to look for black people to help with black issues and institutions to resurrect is the goal of why I'm here. Right. And the brother said, why don't you include other people and so forth, right? Yeah. I said, low resources and we're too subservient and we need that certain level of dedication before we can be very inclusive of anything. That's what I said. Right. But as for the activities he does, that's him as a free man. I can't judge that.
Well, I remember it wasn't quite like that.
Well, tell me how you think.
But that's fine. Even just what you said seemed to suggest that's not quite the case.
Go ahead.
So what issues would you say you had with it?
So me personally, he had issues with me, I never had issues with him. Because
you said kumbayaism.
All right, so kumbaya. So what I'm saying is,
you as a person,
yes,
are telling us, we should be careful what words we use to cause anxiety and da. And how is kumbayaism not a big insight?
Okay, so there's two questions. Is someone practicing kumbayaism? All right. So what I'm saying is, if I'm in a space and I've recognized that black people are going through a certain challenge, and I'm trying to have a conversation on that issue, and people who are black, who understand that issue, is asking me to talk about other people and other issues, that is, for me, the borderline definition of kumbayaism. Now, I said that kumbayaism is good, meaning that in a perfect world, everyone hugging and kissing each other is wonderful. Unfortunately, we're not in a perfect world. So it's too early, too soon.
Can I make one little statement about what you said? You said, I remember, was it last week or the last time that we talked?
Yeah.
I said a mixed race child.
Yeah.
He would be welcome.
Of course.
One of his parents is white, one of his parents is black.
The black parents welcome. Yes.
The black parents welcome.
Yes.
What if it's a single mother of a child who's 14 or 15 and could be potentially involved in knife crime? Is she not allowed to interact with the other parents that might be black so we can try and sort this problem out?
So we're talking about things from more of like governance, right? The people who actually sit at the table setting rules and setting statements and stuff.
I disagree. I don't agree with how the government are doing things to tackle...
Governance.
Okay.
So the people who decide they're going to govern over a certain issue. Yeah. So that governance will be black because it's black betterment building. Black people work with black people on black issues. Is this white woman black?
Nah, see, you're confusing me.
Hold on,
I know, but I'm trying to...
You're saying he's free to do this thing.
Yeah, of course. You can do it.
What is your view on that?
So my view is
should he be doing it there, or
my view is the brother has a YouTube channel. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I hope this brother's YouTube channel makes him a whole lot of money.
It's not. I don't want donations.
No, but I hope so.
No, I don't accept donations.
I check it and say I hope.
No.
So my goal is I want better. Whatever he does in life.
Money is not my. Money is not my goal. I know I can talk for this one. Money's not my goal, so I don't want a lot of money.
Okay. What would you like?
I would like knife crime to stop. I would like us all to come together as a community. I would all like us to live in love and harmony. Right. Kumbayaism, as you put it. I would like that to become a reality.
So I already said last week that the fact that this man has this kind of kindness around him, I appreciate. But unfortunately, how I'm moving things and how I'm trying to execute certain plans, currently there is no real place for this kind of behaviour. So
this is my point. Whatever you said was basically what you just confirmed.
Yeah.
Is that you see his actions, yes, he's free to do them, but I'm talking about your view on his actions.
My view on his actions is
it a betrayal? Is it something which is a coon type of behaviour?
I try to be codified, and I have to understand that if I'm a black person trying to help black people, and black people might be doing something against that, I have to say, what is the powerful force that's doing it?
Let me say.
Straight
after you finish.
If I speak against, if I have to speak discouragingly or horrible towards another black brother, I have to think, okay, am I not victim blaming? Has the brothers and sisters not been conditioned to think that way? That's how I see it.
but
Go ahead.
One thing, no, because this is me, innit? One thing I'm going to say,
left you over there.
your aim is for black betterment in the black community, yeah? If you help one child in the black community, I commend you. Do you understand that? I'm not against you if you're for helping the black community. I'm here for helping the black community as well, but I'm for helping everybody. Do you understand? I'm for helping the poor. Do you understand that? So that's the difference.
Because I said that black people are collectively inferior to all other people groups.
That's your opinion. I don't feel inferior to anybody.
But you're the king on the board.
No, I'm not the king on the board. I'm a normal person. I'm a normal person. I'm a normal person. You can't try and say because I don't feel inferior to anybody, then I'm the king on the board. I don't feel like I'm the king on the board. I don't feel like I'm the king on the board.
Brother, what word I said collectively inferior. Collectively. You do not see yourself. Are you part of the black collective, brother? Hold on. Brother,
are the poor collective.
Okay, so that means the collective I'm talking about, you're not part of. I'm talking about the black collective. You're not part of.
I know, but it gets all confusing because we've got integration in this country. Wait 1 second. We've got integration in this country. So when you say the black community, and we've got the 14-year-old child who's in an inner London school. That's the reality of it. He's mixed race. He's in inner London. His dad's not about. Yeah, he only got his white mother there. Yeah, yeah, that could happen. You're doing something for black betterment in the better community. That mother's not welcome to come to your thing. That means that you might not be able to come just by default. And what you're stopping is those parents having a conversation, getting to know each other. So these people's youth, 9 times out of 10, the people that are stabbing each other and the things that are going on in the community, the parents all know each other and stuff like that. And you're like, oh, is that person's mum or is that person's dad? Why didn't we know this in the first place? It's about communication between all of us and not separation. Now you can do that.
That's your job. Go ahead.
I agree with points that you're making and points he's making.
I'm hardly going to say anything else. Now, that's it. That's it for me. Jedi.
I've never said anything.
You did. You said she's not welcome. I've got it on camera.
You can't be under decision.
Okay, clarify it for me. Clarify it. You can clarify it. I'm not going to say that you said. All right, listen. If I misinterpreted it, I apologise and I would like you to clarify it for the camera. Because I'm not about breaking you down.
The bit that he didn't understand is governance.
So I'm saying black people will be in charge of black issues. So they're going to come together to work on solutions. One of the solutions might be in a community, there's a talk on how to minimize knife crime, isn't it? And that was set up by people who were in code, who were correlating with the same kind of behavior patterns, and they set that up. That's what that is. And I'm assuming there'll be a door and people come in. But what I'm saying is the actual body, the people who come together, the people who run the stuff, that is going to be black control. Because it's black issues. That's it.
See, all right, you see where you talk about the working class. Do you agree that you've made a separation of the distinction between the middle and upper class to the working class?
Yeah.
And there's a reason why you've made that distinction. Because you see them suffering more, correct?
Of course.
He's now making a distinction within the working class and now saying within that lower class, whatever you want to call it, these lot need to be focused on.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So in principle, you're doing the same thing. My issue, what I'm trying to get with him, but you came in, is what is the issue with this brother here, and how is that not part of black betterment for him to go and video and investigate what this group of people he believes to be like neo-Nazis, what they're really saying?
Brother,
how is that?
Brother, did you hear me ever comment on that activity that he's talking about?
But that's what I asked you now.
I don't even know you did this. But if you did, well done. Okay, cool.
I can't remember.
So my issue, see, this word issue is an issue, right? But what I'm saying is, I was talking to another brothers about black betterment, and the brother was in the side of his camera, and you added 10 pence piece, and I responded.
Right.
The brother. So I'm not too sure of what he's doing, but all power to him.
Trying to bring people together. Simple.
There you go.
All right. So basically, do you not agree that the same black people that we're talking about, when you raise them up, get them to better situations, that while we're in England, we have to work with other white people.
Okay.
Yes?
Yeah.
So how is it that we're going to get them raised in this, let's say, tunnel thinking, and then do they not become a black separatist movement in a culture, for the youth at least, that is seeing this as we want to get rid of the idea of race? Whether it's a kumbayaism and it's fake, whether it's real, I'm saying a lot of the
My
youth...
job is to be is to always approach it from a tangible nature, and I have to also see the psychology of what's happening. So, if we come here today and Asians sit around and the Asian people are talking about Asian Burma, or Arabs do it, or Jewish people do it, you never see Arabs, Jews, or Asians go, what about the black people? Well, how do we include them?
Never seen it.
Never seen it.
Ever
But
in life.
because,
I agree with that.
but because we're collectively inferior.
That's not true.
No, I don't
That's
say
not
we-
true.
I've never seen it.
That's not true.
I don't like that. I don't
All
like
right,
that.
so-
I wouldn't say that to my
no,
children.
let
You
me
know
mash
we're
this-
collectively
let me mash this up,
inferior.
because
I
this
wouldn't
is
say
easy
that
for
to
you. Hold on, this is
Hell
easy for
no.
you.
And this, the
Hold on,
way, the way how we react to information is demonstrated.
It's not true.
Well, okay, but because we are collectively inferior, that's why people of different walks will always go, "What about allying with white people?" And it's like, okay, fair enough. Okay, if that's what you wish to talk about, but
No, I'm saying
people
practically
does
and
that.
really, you say tangible,
Tangible.
right? I'm saying to you that the system as it is organized where Indians can import their products, yes?
Right.
So they have massive warehouses with their food and their products, yes?
Right, yeah, okay.
So Indians have massive businesses because of what the white government of this country has allowed and set up, yes?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, is that, yes? Is that true?
No, I disagree with that.
Come on then, tell me something.
Disagree with that. Obviously, you have to relate to the institutions of the society, but why they are. What's up?
Sorry, go.
Yeah.
So moving.
Why they're at the foundation of the relationship that allows Indians to import their goods, their services into this country is the relationship that Indians have with Indians. If they weren't organized among themselves, they wouldn't even be in a position to talk. But that is the point.
Yes.
So that the fundamental,
What?
the essential dynamic is not the Indian relationship with the white man. It's the Indian relationship with himself. Right?
No, you've
Right?
gone
That's
away
the
from
foundation
what-
of it. No. You know what I'm saying?
You've gone away from
no,
what
no,
I'm
I'm
saying.
not. You're saying that the European governance of this country has allowed the Indian to do a thing.
That's right.
And I am saying, but before that takes place,
Yes.
the Indian is organized
Yes.
in a particular way.
I know this.
So that's the fundamental dynamic. So what he's talking about is the fact that we have not yet passed that first hurdle.
All right, look,
But I know you know
Let
this.
me say one thing. Let me say one thing.
Let
Let me say one thing. How is this helping the youths in the community? How is this helping?
We're going astray from the
We're
thing.
just talking about importation and exportation.
First of
No, it's a big
Like,
fact.
how does this help?
Let me just
Personally,
finish what I'm saying.
Go
Let me
on.
finish what I'm saying. What my point is, even if we did organise ourselves, do you really think they would seek to allow us from the 80s, from the 70s and so on onwards?
No,
do you really think they would?
Possibly not. It's not about allowing, though. That's the point I'm trying to make.
What do you mean allow? Of course
One
it's
of the
allowance.
one of the reasons why there are so-called minorities in this country that do a thing. Well, go on. Don't try to make that, Stay at the conversation, you get me? All right, yeah.
Oh,
What's it called? Right?
Enter.
One of the reasons why
A couple questions
you have
for you.
communities in this country that operate a certain way is because they have a homeland, oftentimes, that is strong, that represents their
go.
interests. But you know what I'm saying?
about to
An
get
identity,
into-
clear
I'm about to
and, a
go
clear,
into that.
and a fundamentally clear identity.
That's right. That's
so
what-
we're not. So
about to go into that.
No, but that's the difference between what Raven is talking about and what Black Van Man is talking about.
Brother,
Because in his dynamic, there is no black unity.
Right.
There is
Brother,
no.
I know.
One second. There's no black organization. There is only working class. And if we study our relationship with the working class in this country since the 1940s till now, we have no reason to have so much faith in these people. Our parent generation, it was the white working class why they couldn't walk down the street and go into certain areas and these kinds of things. That's the reason why. So if we're going to talk about all this stuff about we need to go and build why is it our responsibility to build bridges with the white working class? Nonsense. What you know what I'm saying?
But then you can see why we are collectively inferior. That's what I'm trying to say. All this is the symptoms of being collectively inferior.
You see, when I said my thing, he chopped me off. The thing I wanted to put to you, you see, you wanted to bring all of this inclusion in, right? Do you agree the black community is mash up as a collective? In every way, shape or form, here. Why do you...
It needs work.
No, it's mash up, simple as that. So even the working class whites, once they're helped, why would you think they would want to merge with mashed up blacks? Don't you agree that we need to intensify the work with ourselves, intensify and focus, and then we will be people that they can look at and say, yeah, I don't mind doing business with you.
I'm just on a thing like.
No, do you agree with that point though? So listen what I'm saying,
Yeah.
Would you like to go and do business, right? So you've got money, someone else got money. You've earned your money. Let's say what you do your money focusing on business. Someone else, he splashes it on this. Sometimes he borrows. Sometimes he ain't got the money. Sometimes he's robbing for the money.
Yeah.
Sometimes he drug dealing. I'm saying, is that the best person to do business with?
Money's green.
No, listen to what I said.
Yeah.
I'm saying you as a person, you've got an individual that you can do business with, and you can make a whole heap of money. But the type of person, the type of person and behaviour that he has, would you like to do business with him?
No. Do you work for Black Van Man, Wee, man?
No. I'm saying
You're in denial now.
I'm saying his irresponsibility with money. If you invest,
I'm gonna
with
get you a
him,
uniform. Say that, bro.
if you invest, one sec, brothers. If you invest your money, if you're investing your money with his, listen to what I'm saying. Would you invest your money with somebody?
Dumb it down.
Yeah, dumb it down for real. No, I don't take that as an insult. Dumb it down.
Brother, listen to what I'm saying. You have £1 million. You need £2 million for this thing. And next guy has £1 million. He's saying, come, let's do this business.
He understands you.
Right? So I'm saying to you, with his behaviour, he's likely to not only lose his money, but your money.
It's a risky investment.
Would you invest?
No, if it's risky?
Thank you.
Right.
So why would white people then, while the black communities will mash up, want to merge with us? Do you see what I'm saying? So this is our brother here, highly focused. Do you get me? So, and the thing was, you didn't say, hold on, he didn't say, what you said, which I liked was, can he do his thing and you do yours?
Yeah, exactly.
And I've got no problem. To me, because I'm saying I can't go to the pub. You was in the pub the other day. I'm not going to sit down with the pub having a lager and so on. You get me? So I'm saying I can talk to you, but I'm not going pub and sit down having a lager. Do you see what I'm saying? So to me, I don't see nothing wrong with both of your positions. I do have issues with some of the things you say. Do you get what I'm saying? But the general thing you're doing, bang on it. Do you get what I'm saying, brother? So as you said, he does his thing. But I don't know, the kumbaya, I mean, to me, isn't that a goal?
If we both got the same goals, you want to help the youths. And I want to help the youth.
It has to be everybody, bro.
Yeah, I say everybody.
Because the youth didn't grow out of the ground or fall from the sky.
If you want to help
you get me, they're interconnected to everybody.
And I want to help people, the end objective is the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've got my way of doing it and you got your way of doing it. Whether I agree with you or I don't. If you help one person and it's positive, I'm on your side, bro.
That's good.
If I do it and I help somebody, you should be on my side as well.
Can I say?
I agree. I think.
Can I say?
But can I say helping?
They did. Hold on. That's what I'm trying to say. They said, why did he go to film? Why did he spend his energy going to video and talk to them rather than going to?
First of all, I think Raven's correct. That wasn't his contention. But even when that is concerned, the people that brought that contention, they weren't just talking about going down to the India March. There were a number of other things that represented a pattern of behaviour that showed sympathy to the position.
Like not telling them to suck their mum.
Because of what?
Is that what you're saying? Like not telling them to suck their mum when they got a bit.
I even talk about that. But
the guy that told you he's going to shove your phone up your ass.
I'm not going to tell the story about what happened after the
I hear you.
Listen, I'm not going to tell the story. That's not my story. But what I will say is, I give permission to whoever was there to tell the story. It's not for me to be saying, but. Let them tell the story.
For the camera, I think what people were saying is, like, obviously the week before, or the week before that, you kind of told man to suck their mum. I know you apologise, but you showed the kind of venom towards the man. Hear me out.
I showed the same kind of venom.
Hear me out.
I showed worse venom.
Yeah, I hear you.
For the record.
He apologised, didn't he?
For the record, I apologise to respect. No. For the record. No. One thing I'm going to say. Listen, let me just clarify. Let me clarify it there. For respect, I made a mistake, and I apologised for it. For that idiot that done that thing, I confronted him about it, and I didn't. They apologised to me. Yeah. And I'll let them tell the story about what happened instead of me telling the story.
Can I ask you one question? Your answers and response.
I answered it with more venom than the venom I showed respect. For the record.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What I want to know, because I saw this on camera. Yeah.
Same energy.
And what Shaka was
worse
saying.
energy. I had worse energy. I had worse energy for the pub man. I had worse energy. No. Clarify this, because this matters to them.
No, but I'm going on that. I'm going on that.
For the record, I addressed that situation in the pub with worse venom than what I addressed the situation with Respect, and I apologise to Respect because I was in the wrong.
Did you know Let me ask you a question.
Pardon?
Did you get punched? Did they punch you?
No, they hit the
Are you
camera.
crazy? No. They tried to take the camera twice. That's it.
Hold on, I want to ask you one question.
He tried to go like that with the camera twice. That's it.
One question. One second, brother. One second. I want to ask you one question. Because if I hadn't met you before and talked, be quiet, man. When I saw you after we spoke, if I had saw you first on the camera, I would have seen you very differently. So what I want to ask is, was your responses and behaviour due to the kind of pressure that they came at you with? In other words, they're suspecting you of being a coon. I'm saying yours, because when me and you talk, there was never that kind of thing.
It wasn't nothing to do with, he said.
No, how they came at you, because I'm saying it already come in, the camera's in, like, you're already kind of arguing already. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I address the situation in a way that I would address the situation.
But what it is, they're talking about
No, there's a reason, brother.
The guy,
he was going to say something, and I'm saying he was going to respond based upon what's on the camera. So I'm saying, is his response relating to things we haven't seen? So for instance, if somebody comes at me and says, how you doing, brother, can I discuss something? The way I respond will determine how they are to me. If they come and say, you can't for shit, then you're going to hear Issa come out.
Nah,
so I'm saying,
bro.
Address the situation as it deserves to be addressed.
That's what I'm
Simple
saying.
and plain.
Helping the community.
Yes,
that's what I saw.
They're more concerned about whether...
Be careful. Be careful. Look, be careful.
What do you see, Shaka?
When the conversation... We're not talking about. I noticed that you were saying if we can help one person, yes, but I think that this is a far more serious subject about helping one person. You can always help somebody and give them some food.
Well, I'm talking about helping someone, diverting them away from knife crime or something, not giving someone food.
Even knife crime is not about helping. Even knife crime is not about helping the person. Knife crime. No, knife crime is about dealing with the higher level, which is a group of people, a community. Yes. So you're just helping one person here. Well, no, you can't be doing that.
It can be both.
We're talking about hold it. Yes.
It can be both.
But the serious issue, we're talking about governance here, right? And what is the way to collectively organise and do things and act in a way that moves the whole community?
Wrong, though.
No, but there's a subtle thing about you're talking about individuals.
But if he's working with individuals and this brother's trying to create, let's say, a bigger community thing where we have meetings, what's the problem? What did he say?
That's what you're saying. That's the same.
What did he say? Tell me what he said. Go ahead.
No, what I'm saying is because I'm saying like when I view the whole thing, because what
the king of black people.
No problem. Come on now.
I'm the king of real Africans. That's what I'm doing. What's it? So when I see a group of like brothers and sisters doing a Black History Month special, right? You know what I'm saying? And they're reasoning and they're going through things and they're breaking down stuff and whatever. And then brother comes in and starts talking about victim mentality. Then,
no, that's not true.
No, that happened, bro. That happened.
No.
Right, hold on. But I'm saying, but that's not them coming at him. He brought that into the conversation.
Beginning, though. That's what this is my point.
No, bro.
Because it looked like an argument from the get-go.
I'm saying, but he wasn't there at the beginning of the conversation.
That's what I'm trying to work. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I'm saying, but you're saying that about people judging him. What I'm saying to you is, when a brother comes into the conversation and he brings that into the conversation.
First conversation, bro. That's what I'm saying.
About, bro?
Listen to what I'm saying. If people are talking already, and they've got to arguments already.
Yeah.
Then man says victim and the camera's got that bit.
Yeah.
I want to see what was said before.
No, but bro, the conversation's going on for a good half an hour before man comes into the conversation. So he was not there.
Yes, but was there a conversation before that?
Not that I'm aware of.
Before?
Yeah, there's been ongoing conversations.
Because he said victim several times.
There's been ongoing conversations. Yeah, and he's brought that to the thing. He has been challenged as well. Yeah, on certain things.
I've got no problem with you discussing transatlantic slavery.
I'm not even saying that right now.
I said to you, wait, the same thing.
You brought down victims.
I said never forget. Exactly, I'm going to clarify for it. I said never forget. We should talk about it and all that. But you see, when you're bringing it into saying this is the reason why things are going wrong now and that, I think certain times it comes across like bit of a victim.
Fine.
It comes across because
why not momentum?
But at the moment, bro, I'm saying, at the moment, yeah.
Yeah, no, but there's many other reasons. There's many other reasons as well. But man's just highlighting.
At the moment, I'm not
one
debating.
thing.
Bro, at the moment,
it.
I'm not even debating man's position or whether he's wrong or right or whatever. I'm saying I don't like this thing whereby people are making it look like people are just attacking man and going at him a certain way. One sec. He's had enough to say about next man as well. So I'm saying that if people are telling him things, he's telling next people things. Everybody's giving as good as they get in a situation. I came on content the other day, right? I'm not saying that you are, you know. I'm not even debating the situation. Hold on. I came on content the other day, right? And man, them are talking about witch hunt and how people are collaborating in this witch hunt.
When you say man them, that's saying.
One brother said it. Who was it that said it? I can't remember.
I've never had a live stream ever.
Right? Like, what was it when you was on content? Yeah. I was in a conversation with man, and people are saying there's a witch hunt against my man, and I'm saying, well, I don't understand what that is. When I'm interrogating the thing with the brother, there's no evidence of no witch hunt, bro. And I'm saying that. I'm not saying that you said it. No, you don't understand what I'm saying.
About the witch hunt.
You're not listening. Because at the moment, I am not debating whether black man's position is true, false, right, wrong.
What are you debating?
Yeah. What I'm saying is the idea that people are just judging him, is incorrect. There's a conversation going on, and he's saying certain things, and people are responding to things that he's saying. So if he's gonna say things about next people and their position, then you have to take something as well.
Simple question, yeah?
I've taken everything anybody said about me. I haven't got a problem with anybody saying anything about me.
Several things this brother said was, he's here to learn. He's new to this. Hold on. I'm saying I've been speaking and debating for years. You seem like you have, and a lot of the brothers here seem proficient in this. I'm saying when you look
apart from Maku though, he's not proficient. I'm not proficient. I'm the
best. Anyway, we're gonna debate and see who's the best. What I'm saying, brother, is that's why I said, have you seen the first conversation? Because most of the time I'm seeing just come out with stuff to try and like combat the person, rather than us who've got a backlog of information, and whatever someone says, we've got a sentence or something to quote. He don't seem to have that. Do you see what I'm saying to you? So, no, bruv, it's part of the subject. How? Bruv, listen to what I'm saying to you. If there's a mentality, if a person represents a mentality, and we're using them as an example of a mentality, then obviously we're talking about a bigger subject than just the person.
No,
we're just using them.
But it's not anyway. I don't want to. We're getting personality focused right now. I'm saying that.
That's right.
But that's what the conversation was about. I said I wanted to ask him.
There's enough man in this dynamic here. For example, like what Raven is talking about. I've been coming. Like, it's about my year anniversary up in this place, right? And I'm saying, ever since I come here, you lot got hot. I like it, you get me? It's good. Watch it, yeah.
You got darker, innit?
You got darker. I'm saying, melanated. It's being around all these real Africans. The real Africans, the melanin rubbed off on, man. Right? What's it called? But I'm saying, what he's talking, because look, what he's talking about, it's a dynamic. I know it's from early. Whenever somebody comes and talks about focusing on black people, there's always a challenge to it. And man ain't around there complaining. Man ain't around there talking about. Hear what I'm saying? One sec. Man ain't around there talking about what's it called, witch hunt, and why are you judging me negatively for? The man has to do with it.
Bro, you're not looking at context. The one thing I've said to you,
I haven't complained about any of you saying anything for the record.
In which this brother, who's not experienced in this thing.
But how you know you're not experienced, bro? Why you giving
him? He said so.
Why
I
you
can
giving
see
him
that.
experience?
He said no. Are you serious?
I don't listen.
Is there an overarching thing we can get to when we start talking about Black Van Man?
Well, that was the conversation.
Like personally, him.
So there was supposed to be a debate between me and Shaka.
We're gonna do it, right? We're gonna do it. I'm ready. So are you not done though?
I'm saying,
anything you lot say, I'm getting involved. So just start now.
So whatever you thought I was doing was
no.
I
was trying to. No. The subject matter is
for me and him. You mean?
Yeah.
What are you discussing?
Debate it.
Whether a formal debate.
Is what?
A formal debate.
Yes, formal. Is Malcolm X the leader of modern day Sunni Sunniism?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You understand?
I don't know what's going to do about that.
That's what he wants me to debate him.
You're damn right.
So we're going to do it.
No, listen to what I'm saying.
I'm not an expert. I'll tell you that right now.
He's debating me,
Yeah. That's you lot's debate.
No, listen to what I'm saying. My whole point is, I've asked you, have I not? When I first met you in the park, who did I first warn you about?
Either Sunnis or Somalis or something.
Right. But Sunnis was in there, right?
So for the camera, was Malcolm X a Sunni or a Shia?
Sunni.
Oh, Malcolm X was a Sunni.
Okay. But that's my point. So when you first came with your black betterment, Who did I warn you about?
You have come to me and said that you once was a Sunni, and then
Who did I warn you about? The group and all of that.
You said that you did say that there might be a certain part.
You can say it blatant, bro.
Isa.
But it's not the Sunnis though, bro. It's not
Is it
a
Isa?
Sunni thing.
That's what you said.
Was it the other Isa?
That's what you said.
I warned you. Even the Kun Isa, he
Nah, let's
said
not do
last
that.
week.
Let's not do that, bro.
Oh,
I don't want to disrespect
Bro,
brother
you
like
did,
that.
so when he was dissing me, I didn't hear
do
what
what
he
you
was
want,
saying.
man. Do what you want, man.
If I hear this, I'll say
Let
it,
him
but I'm
defend
not going to
himself,
hold him
man.
accountable, though, bro. I'm not going to
You
hold
want,
him.
man.
Okay.
You can complain
So-called
about it on Ali Dawa's channel.
So-called
I don't care.
so-called Sunni Isa.
Don't sit with
right?
Ali Dawa and complain about it.
He was saying last week, the week before, how checking me out, obsessed with Sunnis, because I went to tell you not to let Sunnis in. Yes? Yes?
Okay.
Jeez. Right. Not to let Sunnis in.
Where's the real African there? The real African them there.
What's the African thing, bro?
Hey, fam, you have to understand that.
Oh,
Betty,
Betty,
understand
bro,
that. We're going to talk about
how
that.
you still Betty?
I want to know about
Did you see Betty?
We haven't seen it.
Yeah, sorry.
I just heard.
The brother came.
You have questions,
Oh,
right?
it's from Betty, yeah?
So
From
I'm
Betty,
saying
yeah.
to you
Him and Betty's been going to war
that
still.
when you have, let's say, Sunni Isa, as you lot call him,
Yeah.
and you have
Salafi.
Stop interrupting. You have shut up, you monkey. You have the black intellect. I don't care, bro.
Ignore man Isa, like, you don't have to.
No, but he's interrupting the mic.
Man said you have the car on.
Yeah, so what? So how I had the car?
Heckle
So
him,
did the
heckle
prophet.
him. Get him.
That's true. So as I'm saying to you,
Who called who?
do you agree that I've warned, even Jedi, you can say the first conversation we had, I warned him about Sunnis. Most of these brothers, the black people, true,
Facts.
warned him about Sunnis. Now, hear what I'm saying to you. Would you
Every
see
week.
someone as your brother?
Monthly.
I know, every week, bro.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, we got one though.
We got warned.
Yes, Isa. Yes, Isa. I hear you. Yes, Isa.
You get me?
Noted.
This is serious, right? This is serious. This is what I'm saying, right?
Say, God,
If you're going somewhere, if you're going somewhere,
yeah,
and there is a potential danger,
yeah,
would you respect the brother that
Yeah.
you're going with
Yeah.
who tells you before you get there,
Yeah.
be careful their monkeys?
Yeah.
Or wait until something happens
Yeah.
and say, you know, them man there, you know.
yeah. No,
Them
but bro,
man there, you know.
but
You see them man there, you
you're
know.
reducing the dynamic here to just a Sunni thing. The dynamic that I'm talking about, Sunnis are included in it, but it's not exclusive to Sunnis. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
what you saying?
I'm
Label
talking
that
about
dynamic
the
you're
dynamic
talking
of let's help black people. But why black people though? What about everybody? What about this? What about man with one leg and one
diverters,
foot
the
and one eye?
diverters.
Yeah, right? That's a dynamic across the board.
Brother, the
That's what I'm saying.
subject, we have to stick to the subject.
I am.
Let it finish.
What I'm saying is, I'm not going to put a dynamic that I see that's bigger than any one religion. Any,
So
you know
give me
what I'm
the
saying?
others. So you got the Sunni. We're talking about what we
There's all
want.
kinds of people. Tell
Tell him again.
all kinds
Tell
of
him again, man.
There's
We talk about the subject we want to talk
Yes,
about. It's not Sunni Shia, Sunni versus Black.
sometimes,
Yeah.
to be quite frank,
Yeah.
when-
Oh, this is Lannisters.
there are times when
Oh,
a
you're not
person
filming no
might
more.
be Sunni, but I personally, I don't necessarily
Black
believe
man shouldn't have to
that
film himself,
even though
like,
they're Sunni,
I beg you.
Yeah,
the
man,
fact
that's
that they're
a big
Sunni
violation,
is the
man.
primary
You
dynamic
shouldn't have to hold that,
in
bro.
the situation at the moment. So, for example, if I'm talking when I was talking to the white Algerians,
Yes.
their primary thing is not Sunniism. Their primary thing is a racial thing.
Fuck you up today, bro.
No, but because if it was, bro,
Yes.
the black Sunnis,
Yes.
in their lands, would not be oppressed. So it's not even like they're not on no Sunni thing, bro.
Brother, listen to. Did you hear what you just said?
Yes, I said it's not the principal dynamic. I'm not saying it's not a factor to be considered.
What's the program that is latched onto?
Yeah, but
and this is
all
why.
right. So
This is why we're debating the
when
subject.
a brother from the Congo went in on me and Raven one time on the same subject, yeah. I can't remember. I don't even know if he was religious or not, but he was not a Muslim of any description. What was motivating him then?
What are you talking about?
I'm asking you a question. The same dynamic takes place with a non-Muslim individual.
Yeah, it can be a Christian, it can be atheist. So what?
So what's
It can be
motivating?
anything.
That's the point I'm trying to make. So I'm saying that if it comes
it's not Sunni specific.
it's not exclusive to Sunni thing.
Right, so let me. Boy, I can't even believe you didn't understand the topic. The reason I'm bringing up the subject is because there aren't so-called pro-black people joining anti-black groups accepting to Sunniism.
That's
You see
wrong
the
though,
issue?
because I would consider, all of this, this fraternizing and understanding with the Tommy Robinsons of this world, black people forming solidarity and alliances with anti-black people. These people are not, they're not even ashamed of their anti-blackness.
Listen to what
right?
you're saying.
I know
I'm saying to you, they're not using a religious cover.
What's the point?
Of righteousness.
It doesn't have to be.
It's a political ideology.
It doesn't have to be.
That have a history of enslaving blacks for 1,200 years.
And so does the British Empire. And if
for 1,200 years?
Bars.
1,200 years. Bam, wrong.
Bars.
Ain't no bars.
So
1,200 years, show me.
All right, let's say because obviously Britain.
We already know about Britain.
Britain is a.
So don't holler, please.
So before Britain, it was the Romans, yeah? You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying there's a continuation of this same group of people. But technically speaking, but the Romans were before the Sunnis. Right? This nation is built because of the colonization of Rome, of Europe. So I'm saying the British Empire is simply the continuation of the Roman dominance of the world. Yeah? So I'm saying, no, it is actually before the Sunnis.
Demonstrate what more than 1,200 years of continuous anti-black slavery. You just don't talk it, prove it.
So first of all, the Romans colonized a whole bunch of North Africa for a long period of time. Yeah, they've continued to do that over the years.
See black slavery, bro. I can demonstrate.
But they had
black slavery from Sunni all the way down.
So who do you think they were enslaving? I don't understand.
They enslaved most people, but my point is.
So did the Arabs.
Them boys do be on some slaving thing, though.
But I'm saying that
they do like them some slaves.
You're saying that the Romans didn't exclusively enslave black people, yeah?
Pardon?
You're saying that the Romans didn't exclusively enslave black people.
That's correct.
Yeah.
No, not just that. I'm saying where these people, when you talk about the Romans, I've asked you to demonstrate somehow for more than 1,200 years.
Yes.
The
colonization of Carthage.
When you're talking about Britain, let's say, they had their little wars in between here, whoever else was there, the Angles and whatever else. So in England, can you demonstrate black slavery continuously from that time?
Wow. In England.
In England.
But you're mixing up the situation, because oftentimes when this country enslaved, they didn't necessarily enslave in this country. There was minimal slavery in this country, but what they tended to do was go around the world and colonize areas and dominate people's land and enslave them on the land.
Okay. So demonstrate that then.
So colonization is slavery.
You said Romans, English people.
But I'm saying, you don't hear what I'm saying. Britain as a nation is a part of the continuation of Roman domination of Europe.
Roman colonies.
Right? So I'm saying they're the same people. Yeah. But it's not.
No, I'm saying.
So whether if they call themselves Roman at one point, British at another point, German at another point. Who are the Romans? They're Europeans.
I'm saying the Romans there now, Italians. Who are they?
No, bro.
Can you do a refresher? We don't know. I don't really understand what the disagreement is.
That's what I'm trying to say.
You can just do
the European.
What is the two positions?
There is Rome. There's Italy and Rome.
I can quote it easily.
But I'm saying Europe in general.
What is your position?
I'm saying that Europe in general, the cultural centers of Europe in general are Greece and Rome. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. Let's be more specific. I can't understand. Let's be more specific. We can say if we're going to be more specific, we can say Western Europe. Yeah. So Britain, France, Spain, Portugal, Belgium, these nations, and a few others, right? They hark back to Greece and Rome. That's their cultural, political, ideological center.
And their foundation.
And imperialism is a Greek Roman ideology.
Right.
And you can see it manifest itself throughout time in the descendants of the nations that have come out of this experience. So they may have broken up themselves into different whatever, but their behavior has been consistent from that time till now.
Right. Okay, hold that point. Do you agree with that or not?
But you're bringing something else.
I want to know what he's bringing.
What I'm saying is this. There is an ideology called Sunniism that is hiding underneath a religious label called Islam.
But
black people are joining this religion and becoming enemies within. Yes? Do you understand?
Okay, right, okay.
He might be able to tell me how white people here and there have enslaved black people.
No, I'm not
saying I want
an
ideology like Sunniism that demonstrates that blacks are joining the ideology.
Again,
okay, hold on.
Again, it's called democracy. It's called globalization. It's called British Empire. It's called British identity, in fact. Yeah, the point I'm trying to make is...
You can't give me nothing continuous.
But I am. I'll give you an example. I'll give you a primary example. No, but I'm saying he's talking about ideology. So Islam as an ideology.
Yes.
The idea that the Europeans don't have an ideology in which they are trying to induct black people to serve the interests of Europe is a fallacy. They don't have to call it what's it called? Because to me, let's first of all start with the fact with the idea of the Roman Catholic Church and what they've continued to do from the time they were founded up until now. Yeah, it's the Roman Catholic Church that is wreaking havoc upon black people in places like Haiti and the kind of things they write about now that are raping little children, and these kinds of things. That's going on today, right? But outside of that, the levels of it is that it's not exclusively religious. So I would look at, for example, Barack Obama as an example of this thing. The ideology of Americanism, American exceptionalism, democracy, and these kinds of things, where they want to induct black people now into this ideology. The idea that we're going to join the British Army and the American Army to go and be on military bases all over the continent and the Caribbean, is in defense of Britain and American interests. Right. Yeah. So how is that different?
Right. So to summarize, what you're saying, it's not solely the Greek ideas and values. It's also mixed with the same oppression of black people. The source is not only Greek, it's not only Roman, it's not only Catholic. It's a number of ideologies that result in the oppression of black people. Okay, and then what you're saying is you're highlighting how Sunniism that's using Islam as a cover is also producing the same results as what he's described.
But the difference is, I'm not denying what he's saying.
Hold on.
I'm saying that there are.
I know that. I just want to clarify.
But he keeps saying exclusive dynamic. I'm saying the way, for instance.
No. He lost me now. Look. Right. So what I've just gone to. Right. So what you're saying is Sunni. Sunni is using Islam, Sunni values and culture.
The
Sunni is using
political
Islam.
Ideology of imperialism.
Yes, is
hiding
which came
under
with Christianity.
religious ideology.
But European imperialism
which results in the abuse of black people.
The abuse and the sacrifice of their life and these various things. And it has that religious, righteous label. The black people's life.
Right.
So I'm saying today, it has the connotations of a religion and the acceptance.
Right.
If a guy came to you today...
Okay, hold up.
The Christians are not being recruited to
Let's slow down.
Which Christians?
Can we slow down?
One second.
They're selling their money.
So hold it. So you're both agreeing that a number of ideologies are working together.
No. The difference is he's focusing on Sunniism, and all I'm saying is,
are you sure he's focusing on?
Yes, that's what he's doing. He's focusing on Sunniism,
and over and above.
Yes, that's what he's saying.
No.
Yes, over and above.
He didn't say that.
That's what I'm saying. You're not listening.
You just said a minute ago.
No.
Slow down.
It's worse.
No,
Don't worry. Just relax.
I'll say it again. Continuous, 1,200 years. Continuous.
Right, so you're saying
and abuse of black people.
So what you're saying, Sunni is worse.
Today, I'm saying the reason it's worse is because it presents itself as something it's not. Do you understand?
Right. That's what racism always does.
Listen to what I'm saying. Of course it deceives people.
Yes.
Of course it comes in the form of democracy and so on.
Yes.
But when it comes to religion, especially something like Islam, it's 360 times 360 degrees in your mind and your life.
All right, let's
I understand.
In democracy, hold on. Somebody could be an atheist, right? And once you're an atheist, a black atheist, you might fight for Britain. Shut up, man. You might fight for Britain. Let's say you might be cooning for a long time.
Yeah, I understand.
But your mind is more freer. I'm saying, as a Sunni. Because it's been happening so many times.
Okay, right.
So many people.
Right, so just to clarify. Yeah, good. I've got your point. What is the disagreement?
And not just that. Let me the main point. Wait. There's the main point. And this is what the debate was about with Malcolm X. The main point is is that Sunniism is also propagated. Shut up, you monkey. Sunniism is promoted and propagated as a black power liberation ideology. Do you see the difference?
Right, okay.
So it's our religion. We were Sunnis before slavery. Let's latch onto it. This is the
same
thing.
Right.
You understand?
So are you saying that the Nation of Islam is basically following the Sunni?
Not really. They're their own kind of black liberation.
He's asking me to demonstrate the same time period. Yeah, that's why I brought in the Roman example, because I'm saying that Europe, as we know today, is simply the evolution of the Roman Empire. Yeah.
Okay, you got that.
But let's say let's say I
There's a
accept.
tree over there. Go climb a tree.
Ignore
I've learned to keep me in my ears.
Let's say I accept.
No one wants you here, bro.
Let's say I accept.
Hold on. Do we agree we don't want
One
you to
sec.
interrupt?
Because
you're gonna keep
Yeah,
interrupting.
please don't interrupt.
Right.
What's it called? Right.
We're interested in this.
Go away, please. Oh, just listen.
Right.
Let's say.
So what?
That's not the subject.
Shut up.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
not Sunni slaves.
Let's say.
because this is confusing for people.
Because you both saying.
No.
Make it clear.
Let me make my statement again. I'll make it again and please respond. Watch this. Continuous anti-black slavery for 1,200 years. Continuous. Not a break of 100 years.
Yeah.
Not 200. No, continuous.
That's
Yeah,
Sunni.
so-
Sunni
Sunni
Islam.
But
Right? Hold on.
Yeah.
The first point. Number 2, it hides under the banner of a righteous religious thing.
Yes.
Number 3, it's a political ideology of conquest.
Yes.
Number 4, it pretends to black people it is a black liberation ideology.
Good.
Do you understand?
I got that. That's
And-
nice. That's
and
nice.
as people jump in, invest their money, their children, their wives,
And
their
they're
whole
wasting
lives.
themselves.
Let's say I
Good.
agree.
Right.
And they're against us.
So you disagree with the timeline? Hold it.
No.
What is it?
I don't disagree with his timeline necessarily. But what I'm saying is, let's say, even if I accept, yeah,
I want to say what.
even if I accept, yeah, that, and this is a Pan-African position, by the way, yeah, that the Arabs have been enslaving us for longer, yes, than the Europeans. This is not.
Okay.
Right,
So
This is the
you
point.
agree.
He's the example over here.
Listen to me.
You're saying that, but it's going to interrupt the mic.
No, he's over there, bro. I'm talking in it. He's not going to get out of the video, right? What's it called? I'm saying, even if... Uncle, wait.
Stay focused.
Let's say I accept here that we're talking about a situation of 1,200 years versus 500 years of continuous.
Okay.
Let's say I accept that,
Yeah.
that dynamic.
Okay.
What makes the dynamic of 500 years in 2019 any less real than the dynamic of 1,200 years?
Or even one day.
From 2019. Yeah. What makes that any less real? Right. So I'm saying they brought Christianity. They brought an ideology of imperialism. Yes. Everything that he mentioned. And today, black people in Christianity are affirming Christianity as their original faith and the faith of empowerment. We've been doing that for time. Most black people in the West, yeah, have not been Muslim up until recently. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Islam has been more of a thing.
See?
On
Said
the
Islam.
continent.
You see? Islam.
No,
You
wait,
see the
no.
confusion? I said Sunniism.
Whatever
And he
description you're going to give me,
understand.
whatever description you're going to give me,
Yes.
I'm saying, of most of us in the West, Islam among African people outside of the continent has not been for that length of time. It's been more on the continent. You know what I'm saying? Most of us have been dealing with a Christian dynamic. Right? So when we was oppressed by the British Empire, that they came with Christianity.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? And the French people, them, Christianity.
Right.
The Belgians,
Wait.
my point is...
You're proving my point. Because
Yeah, but
I'm
this
saying,
both is saying the same thing.
No, I'm saying that we left one that was recently associated with slavery. Christianity.
You're saying recent,
No. Listen to what I'm saying.
Oh,
You
and
mentioned- hold
gone
on.
back, right.
He said we have this enslavement with Christianity recently, us in the diaspora, not the continent. So I'm saying yes.
But
we
historically,
did
you're still wrong.
Brother,
Because,
no,
the
I'm
Roman,
not.
because the Roman Catholics...
Hold on, let me just say this bit. So I'm saying, and we left that and joined Sunniism as a black power. We've liberated ourselves from white Christianity, white slave religion,
I
and we've
think
come
I've got
into
it.
black power
Right.
Sunniism
Right, let me see if
under
I've
the
got
guise
this.
of
Let me-
Islam.
right, good,
You understand?
Right, let me
Now, hold
see-
on, I want to just one point.
Right.
But
Where is hold on. Whereas the Hebrew Israelites and these others might go back to the Bible, their big main man, the main man of whichever it is somebody who's black powered and black centered. When you're a Sunni, all of your scholars are not, they're in this anti-black thing all the way up. Do you understand?
Right.
I'm saying it's made up as you go along.
Right. Let me
That's
see if
the
I can give a
difference.
summary. Tell me if I'm wrong. Right. So what we're
Don't
saying.
shut up, though.
Yeah. What the issue
Oh, where
appears
you
to be.
from?
Yeah. Right. We'll
You're
get
the monkey
distracted.
around here, you little
No,
rat.
don't get
But
distracted.
to be honest, though, Uncle, sorry,
No, let me do a summary. Let me do a summary, and then you go off again.
You want to start this thing? Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
I need to weave, bro.
right. Let me do a summary.
We've done all of
See
this.
if I got
You're
it
not
right.
filming, bro.
That's what I said to wait. That's what I said to wait.
I'm ready when you're ready still.
Well, you haven't been filming.
I've been filming.
Right.
Now you said you want to change the subject.
Yeah,
No, to get onto the...
to get
Yeah.
to the debate.
Okay, yeah.
Right. So, what appears you're both in harmony, but you're just looking at the details of how the abuse
Nah,
has
it's
come.
not that.
That should have been a
For
discussion
Isa,
rather than a debate.
my emphasis on Sunniism is not enough. That's the problem at the moment.
It's
That's
not
the
enough.
only issue. Yes, I'm not denying, because look, I'm a Pan-Africanist, African spiritualist. As far as I'm concerned, all of the Abrahamic religions are oppressive to man.
Right,
I'm saying I'm not going to deny any of most of what he's saying. But for him, man needs to be focusing on Sunniism more than I'm focusing on anything else. I'm saying I'm not doing that.
No.
Bro,
That's
but
not
he's
what I'm saying.
disagreeing with that.
No, watch this. And he made the point several times. Number one, he called it Islam. Number two, he says Abrahamic faiths. This is the problem.
No, it's not.
Listen, no,
That's my
let me
perspective.
finish.
Your perspective is Sunniism.
No. Watch this now. I'll dismantle what he's saying. When he's judging what is a danger to Africans, he only knows about Sunniism to make that
Incorrect.
conclusion. Bruv, tell me what. Bruv, please
Incorrect.
don't try that. So you're gonna pretend to me you know what true Islam says.
You know there are a number of Africans on the continent who are not Sunnis,
Like,
the Morid people, the Bafals, the people that follow Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba. They're not Sunnis.
what are they?
They're Sufi.
Which are Sunnis, bruv.
How is a Sufi Sunni?
All right, let me explain. Very simple.
Right?
Hey, Sunni,
And as well,
this is easy.
But as well, because,
That's what I'm saying to you.
but the reason why you can't say that they're Sunni is because
course I can.
these are people though that have a whole heap of African spiritual retentions in what they deal with that go against Sunniism. So to say that it's Sunniism, right?
No, this is
Go on, break
my
it
whole
down,
point
innit?
is the detail.
Go on.
Sufis were originally Shia. That's why they go back to Ali. They sought to retain the spiritual tradition, but the caliphs, the tyrants, were oppressing them, so they then said, okay, we're going to merge the two. We're going to accept Abu Bakr, Umar and Uthman, which will make you Sunni. As
Are you
opposed
gonna say
to Ali.
all Sufis do this, bro?
Brother,
Because there are different kinds of
brother,
Sufis. All the Sufis.
He's telling me, bruv.
But
I've been that thing for over 20
He's an
years.
Islam specialist.
Bro,
That's his
I'm
faith.
not going to deny that he's Islam.
that your faith?
No.
That's his
All
faith,
right,
though, isn't
tell me
it?
about the Christy movement.
No.
Naqshbandi.
I'm not suggesting my knowledge of Islam is superior to Isa's. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying
I'm
is,
telling you, they're Sunni.
yeah,
it's as simple as that.
but are Sufis in Africa and Sufis in Turkey the same?
In Sunni, in the label Sunni, yes.
Are they the same? Do they all believe the same thing and follow the same practices? They're not the same, bro.
Yeah, what's that got to do with it? That's the same in a lot of Sunnis. What's that got to do with it?
The only point I'm making is that to say it's Sunniism, right? All Sufis are not the same. There's different kinds of Sufi.
Brother, you're telling me, how are you telling me that? All right, let me break down Sufi. Sufism is much more focused.
So you're saying all the Sufis went through this transformation?
So we can all
The
learn. We
Sufis,
can all learn what's
to
going on.
survive,
Now keep talking.
bro, to survive the Sufis issues. Do you understand?
Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba didn't do that though. He's
Wait,
anti-colonialist.
let me finish. Bruv, do you agree? When was he about?
1800s.
Thank you. So when I say Sufi, I'm not talking about some lately thing.
Okay.
The Sufis will give you chain. They will name people going back to Ali.
Okay, right.
There's only one that goes to Abu Bakr, and that's the Turkish Naqshbandi. You heard of, have you heard of Rumi?
Yeah. No,
the ones
I
that spin
haven't,
round.
no.
You're the Sufis that spin
Oh,
round.
yeah.
Right, that's
Yeah,
Rumi,
yeah.
right?
That's in Turkey.
But I'm saying to you, there's loads of different ones.
Yes.
What my point is, by separating himself from politics and allowing there to be, a lot of flexibility, only after you made sure you held on to the Sunni foundation of Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, these tyrants. And I'm saying because of the nature of these people, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, who backstabbed the Prophet in these various things, you carry with that type of mentality and behavior. The Sufis specifically seek to what they call purify the self. They meditate, they smoked weed, some of them.
Yeah.
All kind of different madness they got into.
Rastafari.
Right? Yes, they took different hallucinogens, whatever.
Right.
Because they wanted to find the divine within, etc.
Okay, good.
Which is part of Islam.
I've got you.
How do the Sunnis
I'm
view the
explaining.
Sufis?
Can I say something?
Do the Sunnis view the Sufis as a part of
Right,
the
so
Sunni
let me
people?
explain
then?
this. Let me give you the
No, please,
hold on,
please.
hold on. I want 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
No.
Sufis, hold on. Sufis, hold on. Sufis, one end. Then you have these moderate mix of Sufi in the Sunni world.
Yes.
And then you have this Wahhabi type.
All right, hold. All right, one moment. Right. From what I understand, your position is Pan-Africanism and African spirituality, and you want to do away with all Abrahamic.
So let me clarify. Yeah, no, 'cause I believe, that. I don't want people to misunderstand. I accept that there are Africans who are Muslim, Christian, and who follow Islam, Christianity, and Judaism.
Yes.
So the aim is not necessarily to get all of them to relinquish their thing. I have a position, and in dialogue we'll share that position. essentially my thing is about affirming African culture and African spirituality in that dynamic. So as long as we can get a situation,
with everyone,
affirming, yes. So I'm saying as long as we can get a position of respect, yes, right, because historically respect has not existed.
Hold
right?
You've made quite, you find quite
no,
a few
points. But what I'm saying, I don't want to give the impression that man's aim is to get everybody to leave their religion. It's not a realistic aim for this dispensation.
Okay, I heard that point.
What I'm saying?
But can the African affirm, as you use the word, affirm
yes.
African spirituality
yes.
while they are both Abrahamic as well? Can you be Abrahamic?
I think there are people that
and
there
affirm. What does it mean to affirm?
There are people that try to strike that balance.
Strike is a balance.
Hold on. That try to, yeah. I don't think they succeed, but I'm saying that generally speaking, the dynamic is that when we come across this religious dynamic, what suffers is our culture. And so, and I don't believe fundamentally that any people can liberate themselves within the culture of their oppressor.
Right, so you just said, we're going to come back, try and strike a balance between the Abrahamic faiths
yes.
and the African spiritual faith.
Yeah, but
do you believe?
But I'm saying, hold on. But what I'm saying, is that in relation to the here and now and what we can accomplish, I'm saying that what we have to affirm and get to a position of is at least respect. What the dynamic is that there has been suppression of traditional and indigenous African culture and spirituality as a result of interaction with these other faiths. So what we need to do is bring the indigenous up to a position of respect. So we need to, those of us who are in these traditional faiths need to assert ourselves and demand respect. And our brothers and sisters who are in Abrahamic faiths who love us and respect us need to demand that their people, them, who are in those faiths, respect those spiritualists.
Okay, so what is respect? Hold it.
This is important.
Yeah, what is respect? What is respect?
So if we got a shrine over here, don't mash up the shrine. Yes.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Don't call it idol worship.
Right, right. And you know what I'm saying? We don't want to move around here where that is
what to say though.
Yeah, I'm not telling you.
He's telling you
his
standard.
Yeah, I'm not telling people what to say, you know.
He's putting his
and I might
principles,
can disagree or agree with what I'm saying. And it's gonna be that's gonna be the result of whether we come to an equilibrium or not. I personally believe that these faiths are oppressive to man, but man can come to
he doesn't know what it is. This is my point.
What, you don't understand the faiths?
No, I'm saying
Islam.
Because he's never known what Islam is, he's only ever known various forms of Sunniism.
But why can't
you see my point?
And
that's what I'm saying is the distinction. So if we approach this information with Sunniism being an ideology under the label Islam, you could never put it under Abrahamic faiths that are destructive to what you call African.
Oh, that's
Do you understand my point?
Whoa, it's getting a
that's
bit
my
deep
whole
here.
damn point.
But then
I fundamentally disagree with that.
But you can't prove it.
Because when you talk about the Sunni,
you said you fundamentally disagree with that.
When you're talking
Where's
about
the history of this?
When you're talking, alright, when did the Prophet die?
Let's say 630, I think it was.
Huh?
630.
When was the first Islamic invasion into Africa?
Under Umar bin Khattab, so I don't know, about 6-7 years after that.
6-7 years after that.
Not long after that.
Right?
By a usurper who the Sunnis follow and we hate. So this is my whole damn point.
Yeah, your point is strong.
He's the god of the Sunnis.
Yeah, I understand.
Went into Egypt. Let me tell you what they said. The report back was, we've got all of these scrolls, papyri. Yes, so they reported back to the headquarters. What should we do with them? They said there's all kind of knowledge in these scrolls in Egypt. They said, if they agree with the Quran, we've got the Quran, we don't need it. If it goes against the Quran, it's kufr and evil, burn the lot.
That's Sunni.
That's the Sunni.
That's the Sunni position.
Imam Ali said, listen what Imam Ali said now. He said, by Allah, it cannot contradict the Quran, but will serve as an elaboration and explanation.
Oh, that's the Shia position.
Exactly.
All right, hold that point.
What's the Shia? What's the Shia position?
And I say Muslim. That's why I don't want to get Sunni.
I know, but we're differentiating for the sake of communication. What's the Shia? And I'm gonna come back to you, yeah, bro, because we're gonna go into something else. Yeah. What's the Shia position on kuffar and haram? And
halal and haram?
No, kuffar, shirk, and haram. What is the position? So in Shia, according to the Shia, is ifa shirk?
No, that's an oracle, right? Relates to oracle. It's a system.
Divination.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Watch this. We have that too.
all religions.
Finish,
No, because all religions, including Sunniism, venerate ancestors.
No.
Right, all
You
them.
said definitive.
Yeah.
This guy said you're jumping
Your
again.
point is
But I
clear.
said-
But you mentioned the word respect. Now, can you? What I'm perceiving
Yes.
is that when you try to explain anything about Islam,
Yes.
you seem to be moving into an area where a person who understands Islam, I suspect much better than you, perceives that as a disrespect.
It's inaccurate.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
but it's the same thing. Hold it. See, you're saying, he's saying that he says it's inaccurate. It's inaccurate. So therefore,
No. He's creating a dichotomy between Sunniism and Shiaism as a definitive factor in the experience of Africans in relation to Islam.
As well as facts.
Right? Oh, no. But I'm not saying that because I've asked you many times. What is the black experience in relation to Shias?
Let's say there is none. Let's say there is none. If you have none, can you draw historical data
But
to say it's a danger?
is there none though?
Right.
That's the question.
No,
Right.
Is
Okay.
there
But
none?
listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now, if I say yes, there is, but with black Sunnis. So if black Sunnis are coming to a Shia nation to conquer them, are they supposed to just lay down, or lick them down, or not touch them because they're black?
Do you know Shia
Do you see
Islam
my
is one of
point?
the fastest growing
Yeah, no, I understand your point is
Do you see
getting
my
very
point?
clear now. Yeah, no, your point is very strong.
Well, she don't remember
now,
me.
Hold it. How?
Go on,
I understand.
They're going to set the camera. So go on and come back. My man was supposed to be
You're taking
there.
over?
Yeah.
Okay. Or do you want me to quickly
Go on
clarify?
and come
something?
back,
you
man.
go ahead,
We're ready for you,
go ahead.
so go on and come back.
So I can see that the contrast between you and Issa is that your fundamental position is African spirituality, and you see
Can I say-
all Abrahamic religions don't
Respect
the respect
Yeah.
is not between the Abrahamic religions and African spirituality.
Yes.
So there's a contrast there.
But can I say though,
Yes.
my major thing, because I don't see religion as distinct necessarily from culture. So I'm saying that when we so imperialism is essentially the degradation of people's culture. Do you understand what I'm saying? And the religious dynamic is a part of that dynamic.
Yes,
Right?
yeah.
What
I'm sure you'd agree
What
with that,
Issa
yeah.
wants me to do is separate Sunniism as distinct from the rest of Islam, and I'm saying to him, I'm not in a position to do that.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm
that's
not,
right.
I'm not in a position to do that. So that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not in a position to do that. Right?
Yeah.
'Cause I have not seen the evidence of the fact that all these other forms of what he's talking about relate in a different way.
Yeah, but these other forms and the details of these other forms are really irrelevant to you because you're an African spiritualist.
Yeah. No,
Yes?
they are
And
to a degree.
They
are to a degree, but I'm saying he cannot expect me to judge it by what he's telling me about these people that we have no interaction with. Do you know what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense, right? So basically, you're bringing me an ideology that cannot be verified. You know what I'm saying? In reality, because if you're saying that there's been no contact between Africans have not experienced the true Islam, then how do we judge? What are we judging the relationship between true Islam and African people on? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and
right?
as far as you're concerned, Islam is just another aspect of the Abrahamic religions anyway.
They've never related to money. But you wanted to say something, bro. So.
Yeah. How would you describe people of the Abrahamic faith, in your opinion?
How do I describe
People of the Abrahamic, like lineage. How do you define
lineage?
them?
So lineage and faith is
lineage, because you mentioned Abrahamic. That means obviously.
Yeah, so I was talking about
Abraham.
Christianity, Judaism, and Islam.
No. That's not Abraham. Abraham is coming from.
I said Abrahamic religions, though.
So where's Abrahamic coming from?
Abrahamic religions are the religions that come from Abraham.
Abraham.
So
Okay.
Rastafari is Abrahamic.
So from.
I would disagree with that.
Hold on.
Whoa.
So from Abraham
Yes.
comes lineage after Abraham, innit?
So you're
Would
talking
you
about
agree?
the literal
Lineage,
so
like
you're talking about
Abraham.
literal children of
the blood
Abraham.
people.
Lineage, yeah, because you can't stop at just Abraham, because he's the father.
But I'm saying no, but it doesn't. It matters not to me Abraham's specific lineage in terms of his children,
But why
grandchildren, and so on and so
mention
forth. Because it's this, for the same reason why.
Look at me. You can't look at me.
Bro, I look around, innit?
Yeah, but you're talking about Abrahamic
Hear
religion.
what I'm saying, I'm talking to you. This is what I'm saying.
I'm Abrahamic, so I'm defending.
That's fine. You're
Are
entitled
you
to it.
Rastafari?
Yeah.
What makes me Rastafari? What would make me Rastafari?
My understanding.
What do you describe yourself as?
I describe myself as a man standing here, talking to a man standing in
But you
front
said you're
of me.
Abrahamic, so what particular
No.
tradition of Abraham do you
Because-
follow?
because-
But there's more than one tradition of Abraham.
Abraham is the father of all nations.
But Abraham, how can Abraham?
Because Abraham, hold on. According according to the lineage, because I serve the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Yeah, and I don't.
That's fine. That's fine. But I'm defending.
All nations.
I'm defending what I serve.
So when you see when Abraham was on the earth,
Right,
yeah.
okay.
You see when Abraham was on the earth, yeah.
Yeah.
Were there other people on the earth?
If there was other people, yes, there was other people.
So how can Abraham be the father of all nations?
Because
What happened to the rest of them?
the new nation. Okay, Abraham.
Yeah.
However God do his work, because everyone have their own beliefs, and their own belief system.
Yeah.
So my belief system, what God do is should not be questionable. Whatever you believe in, when they do what they do, you follow them, because you're not questioning Orisha or
How you know that?
No. Or Ocean, you're not questioning it.
But how do you know I'm not questioning
it? No, okay, if you question it, so let me speak about Abraham, because I can delve into history, coming down, okay, say for example, surpass Abraham and go to Ishmael and Isaac, which we both know from the text that Ishmael came from Abraham.
Yeah, but I don't believe the Bible to be history.
So you believe that there was Ishmael?
No. I don't have any historical.
No. But that's fine.
I'm saying
that's fine.
I don't have any.
I'm asking this.
But you haven't asked my question, yo. I'm saying if there were other people on the earth at the time of Abraham, how is Abraham the father of all nations?
No, because
there was nobody else having children.
He's the father of the nations that come from Abraham.
But you said all nations.
No.
Change the nation about the place
okay,
right now.
I stand corrected.
Yes.
I stand corrected right there and then.
Right, okay.
Not all nations.
Right.
From Abraham.
The chosen nation.
From the chosen nation.
All right.
From
okay.
Abraham comes Ishmael, then Isaac, then Esau, then Jacob.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Right? So if you want to start something, start from Jacob or start from Isaac. Which are the two nations, which is Esau and Jacob.
Yeah.
Okay?
Why though? Why?
Because Abraham is the father of
so
Ishmael.
What did Jacob? Ishmael.
So Jacob came 12 tribes.
Yeah.
From Esau came Edom.
Yeah.
And Seir.
Yeah.
And all of these.
And how does that factor into the religions that we're dealing with?
No, the religion is what they depict from the book.
Right.
That doesn't lessen what the book says.
Right. Okay.
Here I'm saying right now.
But you're against all the books.
Here I'm saying no.
I
don't necessarily believe it to be true. Me being against him.
Hold that point. That's a very serious point you just made there. You do not necessarily believe it to be true.
No, I don't.
Right. So you're out of
that. I don't necessarily believe in
No,
Sikhism.
it won't be.
Sorry?
I don't want him to understand.
I don't necessarily believe in Sikhism or Buddhism.
You need to tell me where you get these names from.
You're African spiritualist.
Yeah. But I'm saying it's not the fact that I'm against the Abrahamic religions. I am saying that there's a historical relationship that I understand. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying,
you understand.
So I'm saying now, most other religions on the planet, especially pre-Abrahamic, are not totalitarian in the sense of the fact that they claim,
monotheists.
and claim to be the message for the entire world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, and I'm saying, so because of that sensibility, it just so happens that an imperialist consciousness has developed among those who adopt these religions, and in their
people of the book.
and consistently in their relationship with other people, they behave in a certain way.
Okay.
So I'm saying when it comes to these things, and the tradition, the indigenous spiritual systems of Mama Africa, there is not a respect.
See, this word respect is very serious. I understand your position. I understand your position. You're the people of the book.
I want to clarify something. I want to clarify.
No, he's not.
I want to clarify.
According to that, I am, but I just don't know it.
Don't put it on him. Right, that's right.
I'm saying, if we have a label,
you see what I want to clarify with you? It's man to man. It's man to man. You see what I want to clarify with you?
They might call us something under their labels. Do you get what I'm saying?
But where is the evidence? This is what I'm saying. We can say that because I'm saying that the dynamic of traditionalists,
of African traditionalists,
right? What's it called? Demonizing and negatively characterizing and so on and so forth.
How would you know?
Because history is there, bro.
With Sunniism,
it doesn't matter.
You see?
Because you know why it doesn't matter? You know why it doesn't matter? Because even in relation to Sunniism, Christianity, whatever it was, the African relationship with these people was not suppressive, oppressive, and degrading. That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying that.
Hold that point there.
I
Get
swear.
serious. No, the list of words you find in there. Remember, I was asking you earlier about this word respect, right? So these on this side of the mic, right? These are the people of the book. Yes. Right. On this side of the mic.
Of different books.
No, but even among y'all, there's the book, yeah? And y'all know what y'all talking about.
Yeah, but you believe in the Bible.
No, it doesn't mean the book, one book.
No,
It means scripture.
Yeah, scripture.
So you have scripture and I have scripture.
Right.
So it's a particular tradition of
Yeah,
scripture.
let's say I do, but I'm saying ours is
I don't
based
believe
upon
in the Quran, so-
I'm saying ours is
Yeah, but
based
you
on
believe
around
in
the
the
book.
Bible.
Yeah,
Yours is
But
based
you
around
believe in the same people that the Quran believes in.
No. Slow down. I believe in what?
The same people, the same narrative.
Yeah,
Yes, the
similar.
same. It's a tradition of scripture.
No.
Listen,
But there is true and there is lies.
the Torah,
Oh, God.
the Bible,
Yes,
and the
no,
Quran
brother, he's talking-
follow
Hey,
a tradition of
Why you
scripture.
say?
You're trying to
But no,
Abraham,
like my question to you was a direct question.
Go on, what's it? Go on.
Abraham is the father of the
I
nation
know.
for all the
No, not all.
No, he's not. Anyway.
But you know what?
Go on, ask the question.
You know
Ask the question.
You know what? I'm only defending, like, because you said Abrahamic religions, and you use no. The word you use is Abrahamic religions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that covers Christianity, Judaism,
And Sunniism.
And Sunniism.
Not Islam. Sunniism. not
Islam is an Abrahamic religion, bro.
No, it's not.
Even under your
This is
definition.
no, it's not. This is what I'm
How
saying
is it
to
not
you.
Abrahamic religion?
Wow.
It comes
This
from the
is-
religion of
this is
Abraham.
when people mix religion with
Is
nation.
Abraham not do you consider Abraham to be a prophet?
Yes, and
why
so
do-
is Moses. Why not Moses? Hold on. Why not a Mosaic religion then?
Because is it who was
You
first?
see what I'm saying to
Who
you?
was first?
Okay, go back. Who was before him?
Who was first? Yeah, but I agree.
Shem.
But bro, in these faiths, there's a particular thing when it comes to Abraham. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Abraham is.
You all believe in Abraham.
No,
Yeah,
what's
that's what I'm
this?
saying.
No, listen.
Abraham
You
is very
believe in
significant.
I believe in Enoch too.
Let me hear it.
Wait, I believe in Enoch too.
believe
So
in
why is not Enoch religion?
All right.
Enoch-
The same
Thank
can
you.
be.
Right, okay.
The same can be said for Judaism, though.
He's using
No,
he's using a Eurocentric viewpoint.
agree with you with
When I
that.
say Abrahamic faiths, this is the Eurocentric view
Yes.
label,
And why do you
which
do
a lot
that?
of the
Why do you do
Pan-Africanists,
that?
listen what I'm saying, the Pan-Africanists,
The Pan-Africanists-
when they were studying from beginning, we're using a lot of the Judeo-Christian outlook and viewpoint.
Nonsense.
And this is my issue. Bro,
Nonsense.
come with it. Right,
Nonsense.
you're in trouble now.
Right? You know why? Because a lot of the
Where did it come
information,
from? Yeah.
because a lot of the information about early Christianity in Africa, early Islam in Africa, the kind of things that came from Pan-Africanists, my G. Like, that's the reality.
Wait, stop. When would you say Pan-Africanist?
Hold on.
Let's do it, Marcus Garvey.
First of all, yeah.
He knows this.
First of all, the primary prophet in Judaism, yeah,
It's Moses.
is Moses.
Right.
Why is it not a contradiction for them to call their thing Abrahamic?
What do you mean not a contradiction?
So,
It's people outside
How?
that call it Abrahamic. We don't refer to ours as
what do
Abrahamic.
you call it?
We don't
Okay,
refer to it as Abrahamic.
but he does know. He
just said no.
He just
He
said
does,
Abrahamic.
but not
He
you.
just said
No, he
Abrahamic.
just said
But you have
no.
to clarify though.
Yeah, we have to
You
go
have to clarify.
We have to
You have to
clarify.
clarify.
Right,
Because
so-
how you might see Abraham and how I might see Abraham, and how we see Abraham.
You know what? And you know what? To be
Right.
honest with you, right? Because to me, the terminology Abrahamic
Ain't the
religion,
main thing
I'm
for
not.
you.
It's not a. It's not
know.
a primary
I get
thing
where
for
you're
me.
coming from.
What's it?
I'm saying that
There's
terminology
There's a
messes
tradition.
up.
Use that term.
Messes up his-
Exactly.
No.
We're dealing with him.
I'm saying the
What
terminology.
do you call it? What is the right
system?
term?
A
What is the
system of
correct
life.
term?
A system of a scientific
All right,
system
can
of
I ask
life
a question?
called Islam.
Can I ask you a question?
And I'm saying, hold on, one sec.
Islam.
The
Where in
reason
the
why
world-
he gets other things wrong is because by following terms like Abrahamic faith and confusing Sunniism for Islam is why you get everything else wrong.
Right.
So I'm saying before you go there,
Isa,
Right. So you say,
before we get to the next thing,
Right.
show me what you're calling Islam. Now.
yes.
Show me where in the world it exists. Where can I
you
find
can
it and study it?
Geographically.
You can find it in the Quran.
Yeah,
You can
all
find
right.
it
Yeah.
in the hadith of.
So, no, but who's practicing it though? Because
Geographic.
anything can be in a book.
Which people?
Right. So,
People.
Okay,
where's
so there's
there?
various,
Which
there's
people?
various people you don't have. I can't point to a government
You know.
that is ruling a country that is practicing it today. But they're
There's
close.
no government.
In other words,
They're not
So who's close? Who's
the
close?
closest, let's say Iranians. So let's
Okay.
say there's 70%.
Middle East.
Iranians, 70%.
There's 70% there, yeah?
70%.
Right. That's a good question. That's a good question.
I'm saying
that's a good question.
It don't make sense if we're having a conversation.
That's a very
if I
good
said to
question.
him, which country is governing through Pan-Africanism, what are you going to tell me?
There is
No,
none.
there's
Exactly.
none. There's none.
But if I come to him for the ideology, I can look at the ideology and say, this thing I look good.
No.
But what?
What I would
What
say.
happens when someone takes your hat off your head?
He always come with
In my
something.
hair. No, leave that alone.
Don't touch the hat, buddy. Anyway, content, you ready, yeah?
He's a troll.
Where's Raven? Raven.
He's a proper troll, isn't it?
We need Raven. Where's Raven?
Raven's back there, man.
Bro, but
Raven!
me and him, we're the
After
same.
Raven.
Me and you, we're the same
Ready?
people, though.
Huh?
We're the same. We're the
Oh,
same.
right.
Me and you, we're the same people.
Yeah, but I'm not from Abraham, though.
You're
I'm from
Caribbean.
I come from
Are you
Noche
Caribbean, though?
and
Are you Caribbean?
Arum Miller
Are you Caribbean?
and Oduduwa.
Are you Caribbean?
I'm an African.
Yeah, but were you born in the Caribbean?
Not
No, I was
according to
born
Betty.
here.
So were your dad
Don't
born
watch
in the
Betty.
Caribbean?
Yes.
So your dad was born in the Caribbean. Was he from ancestors of slaves? Was
Ancestors of Africans who were enslaved in the Caribbean.
Yeah, African
Yes.
that was enslaved in the Caribbean.
Yes.
So okay. So your family, they don't believe in like the Bible.
My family does. Well, so my broader family does.
Yes.
My father came out of that
So
tradition.
your father,
Yeah,
and then you
came
went
out of
into
that tradition.
another tradition,
Yes.
opposite from what you was brought up. in.
Yeah.
What's that?
Okay.
No. I was brought up in the tradition.
Are you still
Yeah.
going on about it?
But-
You
but
still
my
have-
When,
father
you came
came
to,
out
when
of
your dad came to England and he learned about this tradition.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a learned tradition.
All traditions are learned traditions.
All
so is Christianity.
tradition.
The
Okay.
He was in Christianity before he learned that too.
So before before 400 years,
yes.
was what you learned when your dad came to what your dad learned?
My father came into
Yes.
what we brought to the Caribbean.
Okay.
When the same thing that we brought from the Caribbean, sorry, from Africa to the Caribbean.
Okay.
He learned about those things.
So in the Caribbean, were there people already in the Caribbean when the English invaded?
Yeah, of course they wiped them
so,
out to a large degree.
So who brought the religion to the Caribbean?
What religion?
No, other than slavery. Slavery
What religion?
the religion that the concept or belief
That man deal with? Africans.
Okay. So the Africans that came to Jamaica.
Yes. They were dealing with Kumina.
Who brought them to Jamaica?
Who brought them?
Yeah. Who and
Well,
what ship did they come to Jamaica?
There is the pre.
Remember, we're talking about Jamaica because I'm Jamaican.
So you're talking about
post.
so you're talking about post-slavery, yeah?
Yeah. You know the 400 years of
So
slavery.
first of all, it would have started with the Spanish.
Yeah.
Because they were the first people that colonized
Okay.
the place.
So colonize doesn't mean that.
Then the British.
Okay.
Because these are the people that were responsible for the trafficking.
So there were people when Christopher Columbus came,
Yes,
Spanish.
yes.
There were people already on
Yeah,
the land.
yes.
So, do you have a date? Because everything is written. And
Yes.
do you have a date when there was Africans
Yes.
taken to Jamaica? Do you have any historical facts about Africans
Yes.
taken to the land? Listen,
Yes.
listen clearly.
Oh, I see his angle
Listen
now.
clearly,
Because
because we're gonna get down into history.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Do you have a
No,
date?
I know where he's coming from now.
No, you know where I'm going.
No.
You know where I'm going.
No, I see.
If you knew where I'm
He's one of them Hebrews that deny the thing.
No, I'm not denying nothing.
Oh, we're gonna find out.
I'm not
Wait.
denying anything.
Let him go, let him
I'm
go.
talking to
Yeah.
you man to man. Okay? Your dad is me and you, we're similar in many ways.
Yes.
Except my locks.
Yes.
You
Me and mine have to toast.
all right.
All right.
And a few months ago, my daddy was longer than his.
Apart from when your dad came to England and learned about his old.
But you're wrong though, because I'm saying that he learned more about what he was already exposed
Okay,
to.
that's
Listen,
fine, that's
because in Jamaica, for example, yeah, the so-called maroon people,
Yes.
yeah, you have a place where
When you say
they-
so-called,
right,
that
you-
means they didn't exist?
No, I'm saying that the term maroon is a misnomer. It's
No, that's fine.
Right,
But
that's
the
what
people
I'm saying.
remains. The people remains.
Yeah.
Despite of the names, let's eliminate names for now.
No, here I'm
Let's-
saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I say so-called maroons only because the term maroon comes from
That's
Cimarron,
fine, that's
right?
fine.
That's
We
what it
can
is.
have a conversation
But the people
about-
themselves, we might call them Cremanti.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the names that came down. It's a place,
Okay.
yeah, in West Africa, and they still speak an evolution of the true language, and they still give praises to Nyankopong, yeah, the deity of the Akan people
No.
of West of you know what I'm saying?
Right, but you're saying, I'm going to try and prejudge what you're saying. Correct me. You're saying that those people in the Caribbean might not necessarily have come from Africa.
Okay. Let me tell you what I'm saying.
Yeah, go on. Hit your point now.
Okay. So before Christopher Columbus,
yes,
there was people.
Yeah, indigenous people. Yes.
Okay. So coming up, all our ancestors never spoke of these sub gods like before
that's not
no. Hold on. You know this learned religion.
What learned religion?
This part, like you mentioned some names.
And what religion is not learned?
Like the African.
But what religion is not learned? Maybe an unlearned religion.
I born religion. I don't believe in no religion.
So all religions are learned.
All religions are learned.
So
all religions are learned.
So tell me what.
So the spiritual side of what you learned.
Tell me what the spirituality or the tradition of the indigenous people of Jamaica was there.
The tradition and indigenous.
We served
a living God. Our ancestors, our forefathers.
So why is Nyankopong not living?
No. Hold on. You'd have to tell me that name.
Why is Nyankopong?
Was he a god? Is he a god?
Don't find this stuff yet.
Nyankopong is the name for the creator in tree, the Akan.
In which tree?
So you have Nyame and Nyankopong. These are two names for God. Yeah, in the Akan language.
In the Aka.
Akan. What? Ashanti.
So the Ashanti. Are you putting the Ashanti and the Jamaicans as one?
I'm saying many of the people. I am saying many people in Jamaica are Ashanti descendants.
Okay,
right.
That's
fine. What do you believe people in
that's
Jamaica
fine.
to be?
That's fine.
What do you believe the people in Jamaica to be?
The Jamaican people are an indigenous people.
Not from Africa.
No.
Not from Africa.
No.
Oh, interesting.
No.
Interesting.
That's what I said to you. He's saying.
Yeah, but I want you to hear him say.
No, I'm not denying. Look.
Yeah, His Majesty.
Okay. He's African. He's African. So I'm not like every other person that says I'm from Africa. I'm not saying that to you. So that's a surprise.
Does your ancestors?
Right. No.
Did your ancestors come from West Africa?
The root
is
of
Africa.
All humanity.
Right.
The root
yes.
of all humanity.
Yes.
Is from Africa.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
So
Where's Esau? Sorry. Sorry. Go.
He's there. He's not far.
Okay. All right.
So if you're saying this is what I'm saying to you now.
Yes.
Because I see you as high above an intellectual. What I'm saying to you now is at what point did the Africans came to Jamaica with what you're telling me about?
Right. Now the exact date is eluding me. Yeah. Forgive me.
No.
I'm saying. Because but I know that 1492 is when Columbus got to Haiti. Yeah, and committed a massacre.
That's one.
We're dealing with the 1500s though. So the first place.
80.
Here I'm saying. We're dealing with the 1500s. Yeah.
Yes.
So the first place, from my understanding, that Africans were enslaved was Barbados. The second was Jamaica. Yeah. I'm in my head it's the early 1500s. Yeah. The specific year is not in my head at the moment. Okay. But we can get there.
Okay. So you reckon that Christopher Columbus brought slaves to Jamaica with him? This is clear direct question.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that.
I'm asking you.
No, I'm saying that what opened the way for the whole thing is when Columbus arrived, yes, right, and wiping out the indigenous people, they committed a genocide, basically, and they enslaved.
Do you know about that genocide on record?
Yeah. There's record of it. It's documented. Yeah.
Christopher Columbus committed a genocide in Jamaica and wiped out Jamaican people.
No. I was about Haiti first. I'm saying.
I'm talking about Jamaica. Me and you.
Yes.
Let's talk about Jamaica.
But it's documented.
No.
Not Christopher Columbus in Jamaica. It was the Spanish in Jamaica. But I don't believe it was Christopher Columbus specifically.
You know why? You know my main conversation.
People they were warring with the indigenous people before they brought us over there.
At what point can you defend that? At what point can you defend that your ancestors brought something into Jamaica for Jamaican people to know?
That's very simple. Are you denying the fact that we were brought from Africa to the Caribbean in chains as enslaved?
Yes.
You're denying.
I'm denying.
Right. That's the point.
I'm denying.
Right. And I'm saying
And that's where me and you get
yeah,
serious.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying that the evidence is not just even in the documentation, it's in the culture, it's in the language, right? You know what I'm saying? So if we have names like Kodjo and Kofi, in Jamaica, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I understand.
we know where they come from, we can trace where they come from.
I can tell you that. If we have deities that
was born in West Africa.
I can tell you that Nani and Kodjo came to Jamaica.
From where?
And
from where?
From America. And I said, hold on. The slave trade, came from Liverpool, and then dispersed from Liverpool, also in Bristol, to
These
Europe,
are ports.
to Europe. Yeah, they're ports. Hold on.
Yeah.
So we know they're ports, and we can identify that they're ports.
But it didn't begin with the British. It began with the Spanish.
Hold on. So the ports, we can locate all the ports and where they went. So the first ship landed in Virginia in 1690.
No, that's incorrect. That's incorrect.
Okay.
Africans were being enslaved in the Caribbean before they were enslaved in the United States of America.
By what method and when? Because we're talking about documenting now and not word and
bro,
not
I'll tell you what. Can I respect.
This is serious.
It is.
That word respect.
It is.
Because what you're saying, you need to before you need to prove.
Yeah, definitely. What I'm saying is, I promised the brother
I'm willing.
We'll come back and deal with it, bro.
Yeah.
No problem.
We'll
deal with it. We'll deal with it.
And this word respect,
see,
how's respect going to work if you disagree with him and say, look, his whole understanding of history is wrong.
Oh, but he said that to me as well. So
exactly.
I'm telling you that your understanding of history is wrong.
Right, cool. I will work it out.
And I can prove it. And you know within yourself that you cannot.
I can't prove it.
You cannot.
When we talk again.
Prove. You cannot prove.
And
you cannot prove.
This word
You cannot prove one slave leaving from nowhere
in Africa,
in the world,
and coming to the Caribbean,
and come to Jamaica.
All right. We're going to deal with that.
But
not the Caribbean, but Jamaica. All right.
But we can prove. But we can prove where the slave masters came from, and colonized Jamaica.
So people were enslaved. They just were brought from Africa.
We were fighting back.
Yeah, that's what.
Of course we were fighting back. But we were fighting back in Africa.
No.
As well as in the Caribbean.
No. But the Africans that was taken into America, they were fighting back. And that's why they call them African American. Right. You see me? You see Jamaica. You see Jamaica. Jamaica got independent because we were Jamaican. Not because we were taken there.
Bro, respect, we'll talk some more, All right. So how we gonna do this thing?
Who's got locks? Shaka, you got locks?
Yeah, bro.
Because everybody unleashed their locks down the conversation.
No, before you know my daddy was longer than his a while ago.
Yeah.
I know you're not when you're not longer than me.
Yeah.
I was still Ken Roy. I love this guy so much. This guy is so intelligent.
It's love.
So what are you hunting for over there, man? Let it go, man.
We're having a debate.
We prepared the debate. What do you mean?
We're having a debate. Come, let's go. So how we doing this? Mr. Moderator.
He wants to bring that juju, you know.
Mandela effect.
Where's the voodoo? What's there? Prepare for the voodoo and the obia.
You
get me in all these things.
I was blaming the Shaitan regime. Bismillah.
Just keep your hands to yourself when you do that obia stuff.
All right, so we're having a debate now between. Is this the same thing about
is Malcolm X?
What's it?
Ready and rolling. Content.
Is Malcolm?
So wait, are you ready to go?
No. I'm with you rolling.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to you.
Sorry.
It's Malcolm X.
What's it?
It's rolling still.
It's rolling.
Hey, what is you rolling yet? Yeah, I'm recording. Your mind's rolling still.
Okay, so just say your premise, and then so we understand what it's about.
Are we ready now?
Okay, go ahead.
So, I presented, due to great misunderstandings of our brothers, and other words that would try to mislead people in regards to the accuracy of my speech.
Yes.
Which is, when I talk about a religion and an ideology called Sunniism, I by no means do not mean Sunni versus Shia.
Right.
I mean specifically Sunniism as it stands as an imposter ideology pretending to be
from man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV.
That was his main issue, which you would find is something just. Because Malcolm himself is saying, if you told the people I've got extra wives, I'm fulfilling prophecy, they probably would have believed it and accepted it because we all saw you as this great prophet. You understand? Here's where the issue comes. When Brother Malcolm X leaves the Nation of Islam, he decides to go to some place called Mecca, which originally was a holy land until the stinking Sunni rats took it over. Okay? Simple as that. Oh, yes, it was. Malcolm X turned to the anti-black white media, did he or did he not? And revealed to them what went on with Elijah Muhammad. True or false?